perspectives from former Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Faarax. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you so much for joining us on Bottom Line Africa.
Good afternoon to you.
Great, and of course he's joining us live way of phone. So, sir, what does this latest development, what do they mean for both Kenya and Somalia?
Well, it means a lot because when you have these two countries having the kind of spat that they have, then to begin with, it gives an opportunity to Al-Shabaab. These are the biggest gainers now in the process. And the other bit is that it's pretty much expected because we have hop-nopped within their own internal affairs as if this is one country. Remember before that, we had the issue of Jubaland, and we meddled in Jubaland like you've never seen before, to the extent whereby we take their own forces into our territory to go and attack a sovereign state, which is a neighboring country. That's notwithstanding the fact that we have contributed forces to stabilize that country. And we go public and open in saying that that man is our preferred candidate. So you can imagine a situation in which a neighboring country is saying that our preferred candidate for the governor of Garissa or Wajir or Mandera is so and so, and publicly going out there to try and intimidate everybody to have him installed there against the wishes of the people there. And then we proceed now and invite a breakaway province that essentially has been seeking recognition all over the world, but nobody has ever made the mistake of going out there to give them the slightest inclination that they're going to be treated as a sovereign state. They are, for all intents and purposes, part of a country. And I think we more or less push these people against the wall. So I don't know who's running our foreign affairs, but whoever is running our foreign affairs, any seasoned expert in that area or operator or practitioner who has been there before will tell you we have a problem. We have a serious problem in our own manner in which we are relating to some of the neighboring countries.
Right, and there's a lot at stake. I mean, protection of each other's nationals, which I gather could be granted to a third acceptable state. You will talk to us more about that. But there's a lot, you know, the military cooperation between Somalia and Kenya. Just 2 weeks ago, sir, you were here in studio with me, and we discussed the implication on, say, the Miraa trade. There's a lot at stake.
Yes. To be very honest to you, we had everything to gain from that relationship. But we are losing one after the other. And as a matter of fact, the Miraa is not there anymore, that business. I have my issues with Miraa because I consider it to be a drug that should not be promoted, but be that as it may. I lost that motion in Parliament in 1993. But the fact that the two countries have had that kind of a spat, and we kept on giving them problems on very minor issues, which essentially is browbeating or, just kicking around somebody for no reason, including forcing them to go through an elaborate inspection in Mogadishu. Then they go through the same things also in Wajir. Then they come to Nairobi and go through that. And then, for them, we have a direct flight to their place. I mean, our nationals would go through that place and get visa in the airport. And we were forcing them to have deferred visas, which means they had to apply for the visas and wait for God knows how long. So you see, that reciprocity in diplomatic relations, in international relations, is a cardinal rule. And if you don't respect that, you don't expect the others to respect it. For now, they have taken their position, and I think in the long run, we stand to lose a lot. We don't get experts coming from Somalia to come and work in our different sectors of the economy in here. We've got 100,000 Kenyans working in that country, remitting God knows how many hundreds of millions of dollars into the country here. Before that, we had them investing money in here, bringing their families, 200,000 families who have since shifted to Turkey. There are certain parts of Turkey where you think you're in Italy. And this is all because we have failed to take note of the fact that they were contributing to our economy, and we needed to protect that what we call relationship. That is one area. Former President Kibaki would never have accepted to be touched. I remember very well. Mudaura, Kibaki, the governor of Central Bank those days, Dr. Ndungu, they say absolutely don't touch the Somalis. They are giving us dollars, they are remitting. millions of dollars every day into our economy for their own families and relatives in here. They are not a burden on our own social services. We don't pay anything to them. They come in here, they even create employment in some cases, they rent the houses. Today you go to all of these parts of Nairobi and you see houses for rent. The landlords can't get what you call customers. So we are shooting ourselves in the foot every day. Every single day that comes, there is somebody making a serious mistake. So when you invite now Somaliland, which is a breakaway state, even if you go and make arrangements with them and make an agreement that you're going to come to Hargeisa, all they need to do is to say, no, you cannot violate our airspace. And they will go to the IGAD, they will go to AU, they will go to UN, and we will be told we are wrong. It's the cardinal rule of international relations, the UN Charter, the AU Charter. All of them uphold what you call non-interference in the internal affairs of any other country.
Right, but then Kenya appears to be downplaying these differences. Kenya appears to be of goodwill. If I could actually quote retired Colonel Cyrus Oguna this afternoon, he said that there are more commonalities between the two countries. He said that a committee has been set up to ensure relations between Kenya and Somalia are normalized. Is it a little too late? What do you make of this?
If you do it right now, what are you going to say? I mean, here we have a president of a breakaway country, a secessionist, what you call country, which essentially, for all intents and purposes, there was already a discussion going on between the center in Mogadishu and Hargeisa in Djibouti, where the Prime Minister of Ethiopia got involved in it and told them, listen, we are the ones. By the way, all those land, Puntland, Somaliland, Jubaland you see out there were a creation of the TPLF in Ethiopia. And Abiy has since abandoned that because they've seen the folly of it, they've seen the cost of it. They lost tens of their own, what you call, lives in Mogadishu when they tried to intervene in there. Here we are. Somalis are welcoming us as brothers and friends. And they do not even have the kind of complexes they had against Ethiopians before, although it was the TPLF time. And we are unable to read the mood. We are able to see where the region is going. And how do you go and support a warlord to launch an attack on a center of a sovereign state from your own territory? They leave you alone. They only make a small complaint. Then you come out there, you interfere in that. You call Madobe here as often as you want and tell him what to do. He actually has the audacity of walking out of meetings in Mogadishu to talk to people in Nairobi to tell them this is what they're saying.
Right.
And eventually, now they have turned back. They are willing to draw blood in the sense that to say eyeball to eyeball, no. You can go to hell, and now is when we are beginning to see the magnitude of the mistakes we made and the cost they have on us. So I think we have a problem in our foreign relations. You can't run foreign relations on the basis of articles that are put up there by Kagwanja.
Right.
Yeah.
Apologies, I just have to cut you short. Unfortunately, that's all the time we had, but thank you so much for making the time for us.